It was a good welcome to my channel. This video is going to be just talking about Joe Biden and Charlemagne the God, pretty much. What he said to him about white people and about black people. Well, mainly not about white people, mostly about black people. And yeah, let's get into this one.
Joe Biden questions whether or not you're black.
Joe Biden! My dude, Joe Biden! Hey,
Sleepy Joe? You're not a fan of Sleepy Joe?
Yes, sir.
So if you aren't aware, I'll give you guys the context.
Please.
Joe Biden was on the Breakfast Club
Yes.
for an interview with Charlemagne the God, right? And at that point, Charlemagne said, why should people vote for you or something along those lines?
And then Serby said,
listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP's endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
And then this went viral. Here's the thing. I love this comment. I was so happy when he said it. I can't tell you how much I jumped for joy. People said, I can't believe you said this. This is the most ridiculous thing. My question to you is, how is this any more ridiculous than a politician who comes on, says a whole bunch of promises, and then the next day betrays his whole constituents? If anything, you got to actually hear what Joe Biden really thinks. Black people, you're going to vote for me no matter what, because if you don't, you're not black. Those are his real thoughts. What people are outraged is that for once they're getting to see the real opinion of a politician. And it's ugly, and it's disgusting. But guess what? The world of politics has always been disgusting. It has always baffled me how minority groups always fall for a lot of these politicians who come in their communities, say a few words, and then all of a sudden they're like, this guy really gets us.
Do you like hot sauce? I'm just checking. Do you like hot sauce?
I like that Hillary reference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that you always carry with you? Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You getting that formation right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Is it working?
See the bullshit. Thank you. All politicians do this. Everyone.
It's a huge pet peeve of mine. Because here's the thing. I think people are upset at what he said. What y'all should have been upset about is what he didn't say. Nowhere in that interview did he talk about concrete policies. Nowhere in that interview did he lean on his real track record to prove that he's actually been an ally or supporter of African Americans. And so here you are getting mad at what he did say, when the reality is the importance of what he didn't say was never there. Imagine going into a meeting with a financial advisor and all he talks about is how your kids are doing. You're not doing your job. Let's talk my finances. So I'm so happy that this happened, because I'm like, hopefully people open their eyes, because if you look at his track records, whether it's been /A social disability, social security, whether it's been his support for the busing acts back in the day, his track record with minority communities, his tough on crime policies, which has incarcerated so many black people, he's not been an ally. Yet everyone has been championing him, and they're like, let's go. I hate that. At some point, we have to acknowledge that you can't just pick between the lesser of two evils. At some point, as a voting bloc, you can't look at this and say, I'm going to just vote for who's going to hurt me the less. At some point, you have to consolidate your power and say, if you want me to vote for you, if you want us to vote for you, you need to table some real policies on. I need to actually see what you're going to do for me now. I need to see that you actually have a track record to follow through on the promises that you're going to make. If you don't, step the f*** away. It angers me. I hate seeing politicians go to a Haitian community and they go, sac passe, comment ouye, and then Haitians go like, I'm going to vote for you.
I don't care the fact that the politicians do it. I don't care. Because they do it here, okay? In Montreal, we have a big community. We have a big Asian community. In Quebec, we have a big Asian community. And so it's a lot of the votes, right? So the politicians, they're often going to do that. I just want to say to all my Haitians followers, the ones that are listening to me at the television, I just want to tell you, n'a pour rouler boss là, piti piti, parce que les bacs là tangués, faut nous naviguer. They always do this. It's corny. I don't care. What hurts me the most is having all my people being like, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Being like, ooh, look at here, Sherman. I hate them when they be jumping because someone is it's pandering. I hate that. And they've been doing that.
And the worst part is they pander to you, they get your vote super easily, and what do? They betray you the next day. You know what it's akin to? I feel like politicians have a relationship with black people the same way a lot of like abusive men have with their girlfriends, right? The women will keep coming back, they'll treat them the best, the women will do whatever they want for the man, and they'll help them as much, and the guy's going to cheat on them, he's going to do all this stuff, and he knows, because he knows that she's not going to go anywhere.
It's more
and even worse than that, not only going to go anywhere, but he takes out his on them. And I think token, politicians have been passing policies that have negatively impact minority communities, and yet you line up to vote for these people who are ready to betray you. It blows my mind.
It's
mind.
Maury Povich all over again.
How so?
He beats me. He cheats on me. He takes money from me.
Yeah.
Why you still with him? Because I love him. Yo, this is us. That's us. That's what we do.
I can't. It's time for you to vote for your interests. And if it's not going to be of a huge benefit to you, then withdraw your vote. Make them come to you. You see, Joe Biden loves to talk. He knows he has black people in his pocket, so he can say whatever he wants. What does he always talk about the campaign trail? We have to talk to white suburban voters. They're the ones who really matter. Why? Because you recognize that this contract is already unlocked. Y'all not going to leave no matter how much we neglect you. So I'm going to focus on the people, the new people that we need to really win.
You're already
and as long as that's the case, they can get away with saying stuff like this. Imagine him saying this about Jews. Imagine him saying that about how it would pass on the media trail. We've already seen it happen where politicians misspeak about Jews and it ends their career.
Oh, he would be canceled.
So why is that? Because they don't play with their voting power. They don't play with their lobbying power. It is what it is.
We're going to let it happen again and again and again. That's the thing. They already know they have it. So we'd have to jump out of that pocket. We have to do that. We have to do the better thing.
And I'm sympathetic. I understand that you may be looking at this election like, yo, this Trump may really hurt me. Some people believe that. Some people don't. Some people are like, I can't wait for Trump. I'm ready. But some people look at it like he's really going to hurt me. And as someone who's already living on the bottom or struggling in some type of way, I don't want that weight to come. So I'm going to just vote for Joe. And I get that. I understand. But at some point, you have to make the difficult decision to aspire to something bigger. At some point, you have to make the tough choice and recognize that you may suffer now so that your kids don't have to suffer later. You may have to suffer now so that you can set in place a new type of infrastructure.
Don't be offended now if you're still going to vote for him. Because all that is just noise. It's just noise.
You know what? Vote for who you want to vote. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. My thing is this. People need to stop listening to what politicians say and start listening to how they move. Because how they move is a real reflection of how they're going to govern. Their track records tell you a lot about how they like to vote and where they like to go. That's all you got to do. Stop telling Joe Biden, can you believe he said that? Yeah, but what did he do? What policies did he enact? I don't care how many black babies he kisses on the campaign trail. What has he done to ensure that young black children in the inner city have good access to education? Nothing. So all this grandstanding in front of the cameras, if you fall for that, that's your fault.
I actually don't care if a black person votes for Trump. I don't. If you actually know why you're voting for him and why it is that you vote for him, and you've studied this, I don't care. If you just vote for the person because they look like you or they think or they say they think like you, you should watch more. You should watch more move.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's pretty much it for today's video. I know you guys wanted us to come here and explain why that statement's hurtful. And look, I can understand. I get it. Yeah, someone saying you're not black if you do this. It basically like, who are you to question my racial identity based off me trying to be an individual?
I don't let black people do it. I'm not going to let a white man do it.
It's frustrating. But I think the bigger issue here is what we talked about earlier. It's what he didn't say. Watch that interview and tell me if he said anything concrete. Tell me if he ever addressed the fact that his track record with African Americans is actually bad. Tell me if he ever addressed. Never. So me, I'm like, miss me with all that bullshit. I see what's happening, and I'm just not gonna fall for it. So, my little other side note, we got a live stream that we're gonna be doing weekly here on YouTube. So be sure to check our YouTube stories to know when. And on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we do an Instagram live where if you guys want to jump in on the camera and ask us questions from your own cell phone, you can. So Instagram, subscribe to the Ab and Preach Instagram, follow it. You want to get that info.
And also on the Friday nights, Eastern time at midnight, we are, well, it's actually from the night of Friday to Saturday, we have the release of the podcast. The Patreons have it before, so subscribe to the Patreon if you want to have this before.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Peace. That's pretty much all I got. You got anything else?
Well, okay. In that whole shabacle, Joe Biden, if you pick any kind of, okay, one, to be honest, if people actually are doing their research, and if the person is saying, oh, I will help you with this, I will help blacks with this, and this, it starts from the judges. It starts from the politicians before they become politicians. That's what I'm saying. You have to start from the bottom, and then you see that same person, if he's at the bottom and he wants to be a politician, and he's actually helping out the community, his track record in going up with his words and his track record blend together. What he's done, what he's going through, and he has more track record of him actually doing something instead of him saying, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. As soon as I get into presidency, I'm going to do it. No. Do it now. Don't think about doing it later. Do it now. Because you have more track record if you do it now. Towards me, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I actually like this guy. Because I've tracked him since he was coming up all the way up until presidency. I tracked him until then. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's talking about. He knows who he's talking to and who's working for. And it ain't us. He's not working for us. He's working for God. Now, if the person actually works for God and speaks on the scriptures and actually keeps the Sabbath, then yes, that's the kind of person that I want to be in office. One that actually keeps the Sabbath. I mean, the true Sabbath. Not the fake Sabbath on Sunday, Friday night, and then Saturday. And also uses the name Ahaya Sherahaya in the shop. And actually keeps the Sabbath. Doesn't just use the name and keep and act like they keep the Sabbath and all the other stuff. Yeah. But back to the video. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't even want to be bothered with that kind of bull crap, especially Joe Biden. I wouldn't want to be bothered with that. Hell no. Dude telling me that all black people, I got the black people in my hand, in my pocket. If you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Bitch, please, bitch, you guessed it. Or who the hell you think you talking to? Who the hell you think you talking to? Literally. Man. God, stupid. Literally stupid. Like talking about, oh, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That I dare him say that to the white people. If you don't vote for me, you ain't white. Nigga, you ain't even black. What the fuck you talking to? Which is hilarious. You ain't even black your damn self. How the hell you gonna tell us who we black about? And it's true. He didn't really say anything about what he really is going to do in his community and what he's going to do for us. He didn't say shit about it. He said, just vote for me. because you know you already have the other evil already that's, you know, fucking you over. You might as well vote for me. I don't know. If y'all want to vote for Donald Trump, go vote for Donald Trump. If you want to vote for Joe Biden, they're both racist anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Go vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden. But none of this actually has to be, oh, to lesser of two evils. If you don't actually, you know, you have to vote for your president to get the presidents you want. No, you gotta vote for you gotta vote for your governor. You gotta vote for your policeman. You gotta vote for the people that are in the lower ranks, because those people that are in the lower ranks become the people that are in the hierarchy, the higher ranks of being president. You gotta realize that. Like, come on now. Get with the point. This was not really gonna be a funny one. I guess, I don't know. But bet you guessed. Nah, but people be speaking of stupid stuff, to be honest. Really, people be doing stupid stuff at the end of the day, thinking that they deserve a good president. They deserve a white president because the black president got, you know, they saying that he wasn't even from the United States. Hawaii. He was from Hawaii. That's not part of the United States. Oh my God. This is part of the United States. So, and more other stuff too. To be honest, I don't know. I'm not really gonna vote for any president right now, or anybody, because they both suck. I'm not saying for you guys not to vote for anybody. I'm not saying your votes don't matter. He's pretty much said in the video that the white votes matter more than the black votes. So pretty much, it's the white guy that was the senator literally saying, or wants to be president, literally saying, your votes don't matter. Only votes that actually matter are the white people's votes. They're the only votes that actually freaking matter, because they're the ones that he has to convince to get on his freaking side. That's literally what he's just saying. He's trying to act like Donald Trump. That's literally how he's trying to move like Donald Trump. He's trying to move like, oh yeah, you know what? Your shit don't matter. I don't care. It don't matter at all. I can get y'all no matter what. No matter what I say, I'd still get y'all to fight for me and be on my side. Because no one really watches Charlamagne the God's TV show. No one really watches a lot of other different things. No shout out, not trying to shoot Charlamagne the God, but I'm just for Charlamagne. I ain't gonna call him the God. Like, he named himself the God. That's not gonna be. But Charlamagne, you know what I'm saying? I'm not shooting his ass, but yeah, it just happens to be that way. You know, people be doing stupid things, and I guess that's how he gets people to vote for him. He goes on Charlamagne, his TV show, not TV show, his I guess it's a TV show, pretty much, or talk show, and you talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. But yo, like, subscribe to the channel. Put links in below. I probably should say that first in the beginning of the damn channel, instead of in the beginning of the video, instead of trying to actually do it at the end of the video. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but still, like, subscribe, and Peace out.